Good afternoon. Today I'd like to show you a really easy, wonderful recipe for a main dish. It's called marinara zucchini fettuccine. So what we're going to start off with is actually making our own raw fettuccine. We're going to start that off by having both yellow and green squash. You can see we are really short on the squash because it's not summertime, but it'll do the trick. So this spiral slicer that I'm showing you right now, I'm going to cut this in half. It'll work a little better to have it smaller. This spiral slicer can be bought at Amazon.com. It's about $35, easily accessible for anyone. And it's great not only for making zucchini, but any vegetable that you want to spiral. And with zucchini, it's really a soft vegetable, so it works really easy. It's fun to do. And this is a great one if you have kids around. I mean, they really will love playing with this, and they'll like eating their vegetables. And I used both colors just so that we could see how pretty the dish can be. And you can see how long this zucchini can be, so kids can have a great time playing with it. But you can also notice the pretty presentation with the yellow and the green zucchini together. So I would encourage you to use both kind. However, in the summer when you get those 10-pound zucchinis in your back seat that nobody wants, here you go. And you could use this, dress it up, and use it as a cold salad as well. So now we'll work on our marinara sauce to accompany this. So our marinara sauce, a raw marinara sauce, starts off with 2½ cups of chopped tomatoes and 3 soaked pitted dates. Excuse me, so these are medjool dates. They're really the big juicy ones, and they've been soaking now for about an hour in water. That brings up their moisture level. 12 sun-dried tomatoes. These are all going into the blender. We're going to extract the water from it first. And then all our spices: salt, fresh garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and some fresh parsley. Now when I say this is an easy recipe, believe me, all we're going to do is put these ingredients in the blender, pulse it a little bit, and voila, we have our sauce done. We'll start with the tomatoes, although they'll be the easiest to puree because they're so soft. So our tomatoes are in. Now I'm going to drain off these sun-dried tomatoes and put those in. And I encourage you to get the sun-dried tomatoes from the natural food store where they're really moist to begin with, because that makes a huge difference. If those sun-dried tomatoes have been dehydrated and they're really dry, it doesn't give the same oomph to the recipe. We're going to use 3 pitted dates, and this is going to make the marinara sauce sweet. And you know, the old-timers Italians making their marinara sauce used to put a little bit of sugar in their sauce. Well, that's our sugar. And a little bit of olive oil. It's 1/4 of a cup of olive oil to be specific. Okay, and so we have a pinch of cayenne. This is what just gives it a little bit of heat. We have 4 cloves of chopped garlic. They've already been done. By me, I might add. And voila, we're ready to go. Oh, a little bit of salt. I'm going to put in a whole teaspoon of salt because that really brings out the nice rich flavor of the tomatoes. And I'm going to put in most of the parsley and save a couple pieces for a garnish afterwards. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of parsley. I think our marinara is done. And there we have it. It's kind of creamy and thick, not really loose. Smells delicious. I can't wait to taste it. Okay, now we're going to serve up this last dish, which is fettuccine and marinara sauce. The formal name would be marinara fettuccine zucchini, or marinara zucchini fettuccine. So this is raw zucchini. I'm just going to make up a plate of a little bit of its yellow and green spiralized squash. And of course, if you're dealing with kids, they'll want to have it this size. You can always put a fork and knife to it and cut it. And then we're going to just put a dollop of our marinara sauce on it. And here we go. Marinara zucchini fettuccine. Delicious, just like it is. Obviously, you can use this marinara sauce as you would use a salsa. So you could put it with chips as a dip. The best way is right here, I think. But you could also use it as a spread over some tofu. Be creative with your sauces because they'll go a long way.